Hey, what's up guys? Swing Surgeon here where we dissect swings. Today we're going to look at front arm mechanics, that being the bottom hand. And we're going to start out with looking at Mike Trout. So the basic mechanic of this front arm is it's going to get almost like an arm bar. Some people believe that the arm bar is not where we want to be, but it's very important in our turn and gaining momentum in our swing. So one thing you're going to see from Mike Trout is when he turns, his front arm is pretty much going to be on his chest the entire time. And one of the things it does is really helps you open up because you can't physically use your hands if your front arm is strapped to you, right? Because I can't push these hands forward if this right here is just stand, right? So if we look at this, just kind of going forward, we can see he starts out in a comfortable stance. So the stance doesn't really matter. It's however he feels comfortable and where he wants to get in the swing. But then when we get to our complete load position, he's going to have, and you're going to see this consistently, it's a very slight bend. You can go armbar. Some guys go armbar. That's more of preference, but it's got to be like almost all the way straight. And then as we go forward, that arm angle doesn't change. It even gets a little more straight as he separates. See it straight, stuck to his chest, stuck to his chest, stuck to his chest until we get contact. This is where it's going to separate, but you can see right here, it has not left his chest one bit. He just turned, right? So now if we move forward a little bit, that's on extension. That's when he's going to push through with that bottom hand. That's going to leave. He tends to leave it there a little bit. That's just him. Makes you feel a little tighter. So one thing it also does is if I go back, it really allows your hands to stay on the inside. So when your hands are on the inside, really what people are talking about is the barrel inside of your hands, which gives you a nice in and out path. So his hands are outside of his barrel for a very long time if he sticks his hand there and releases at the last minute to extend with his top hand. And then can just work through it. Next up, we'll look at Christian Yelich. All right, now we have Christian Yelich. So Yelich he really uses this to give him a big turn and then also kind of use more of his body because he is a skinnier guy. He needs every amount of torque he can get in his swing. So he's really adjusted to how a swing should look. So one thing you'll see when he loads, his hands almost disappear behind where his back shoulder and where his head would be. So the guys vary. They either load right behind the head, their hands, or they load just behind this back shoulder. Okay. So Yelich loads a little lower. He loads by the back shoulder. As we go forward here, you can kind of see, probably a little late there. When he gets at his full extension, they're just behind his shoulder. Okay. We go through, and we can see this front arm just stuck to him. Kind of jumps there, but it's stuck to his chest. All right, now we just see the full swing. So he loads back, comfortable position to start. Doesn't really matter too much where you start, just where you land in your stance. So after his full stance, full load, about to start opening. Again, you don't see his armbar with him. He's another guy that doesn't, but he has a very straight angle, right? Now you see most players, mostly younger, they like to get in this position. Like they'll crank it here, and they'll put their hands almost by their ear, and that's just too steep of an angle. Because number one, if you do the right mechanics and you keep that left arm stuck to your chest, you're just not going to be able to extend or gain any power. It's going to feel very cramped. So what you're going to have to do is extend your arms first, losing power, and also losing the correct path, and not using your body sequence correctly. So if we keep going, just landed, the arm's going to stay pretty stuck to him until extension. So you can see how it's just on his chest, on his chest, on his chest. Still there. Like if I put a piece of paper there, you'd be squeezing it, and it wouldn't drop. So then he gets an extension. It might come off a little bit. Top hand starts extending through. Then we see extension all the way. Still kept it there all the way through. And one thing this really helps is the turn. So if Again, if I keep this left arm on my chest, for him his right arm, sorry, his lead arm, stuck to his chest, you can't physically extend your arms forward. So you're going to have to rotate around, and your back's going to feel like it's coming way back here. It's going to feel like you could make contact back here, but you keep extending. This is an inside pitch, so this is a bad example to see where the middle one is. But you make contact right about here with the down the middle pitch, okay? And he just extends a little farther for that inside. Right? Well, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. If you would like online lessons, please email swingsurgeonlessons@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Bye.